It's 6:30 p.m. in Johannesburg, and I hope you're all staying safe. I'm Renuka Mithil, and I'm the editor of Forbes Africa. Today, I'm in conversation with the person famously known as the Princess of Africa. She is a singer-songwriter, she's a humanitarian, she's a UN Goodwill Ambassador, and more importantly, she's a creative activist. She's also listed as one of Africa's 50 most powerful women in the list Forbes Africa released in March this year. I'm talking about the inimitable Yvonne Chaka, who has joined us from a home in Johannesburg. This is the 28th day of lockdown in South Africa. And for this Forbes Africa interview, we speak to her about the song she released last week called I Dare to Dream. And she'll tell us more about her life in lockdown. Thank you so much, ma'am, for joining us here today. You've always matched your talent with compassion and used your voice for a good cause. Now tell us more about this new song that you released last week with Afrikaans composer, musician Andre Schwartz. What is the meaning of the song and what is the impact that it has created so far?
Hello, Renuka. Thank you very much for having me. And I want to also greet the Forbes lovers as well. Lockdown has made lots of people to do all sorts of things. Different talents have been discovered, during lockdown. So a couple of months ago, we did record with Andre Schwartz. And last week, he then just called me to say, we haven't done the video for the song. So you shoot yourself at home. I will do my shooting here at home. And we put it together and we just released this because this is the song of hope. And I just thought South Africans and the whole world need hope during these trying times. And that's why we came with a song called I Dare to Dream.
Where is it released? Where can we see it?
Well, the song is on my YouTube channel, which is Yvonne Chaka.
Yeah.
It's also on Andre Schwartz's YouTube channel.
Okay.
And obviously, everything is social media. It's also on my Instagram page as well. But would like people to go to the YouTube channel, to download the song, or just and just keep listening to the song, because for me, it's the song of hope. I think, this COVID-19 caught us unaware. We were not ready for this, and it just happened. And so people had to be as creative as possible. And I also wanted to be one of those creative people.
So we have the South African President, Cyril Ramaphosa, addressing the nation later tonight. We're in the 28th day of lockdown. We do not know if it will be extended, in what way the phased reopening will happen. What do you think? Must we lift the lockdown now, or should there be other restrictions in place?
Renuka, I want to say thank you and a very big congratulations to our president, President Ramaphosa, including the Minister of Health and all the people who advises the minister, because I think they tackled the bull by the horn. The decisions that were taken to put everybody on lockdown, to make sure that the virus doesn't spread. I think really they did a very good job. I mean, we've seen so many people dying in Italy, in Spain, in America, because I really don't know what happened there. But I think it was a big wake-up call for our government to make sure that people do stay at home and not mingle around. We can see the numbers. They're growing, but not at the rate that is alarming. So I really want to say to the President and the Minister of Health, thank you very much for taking care of your people. So it's up to us as human beings to adhere to the laws, to listen to what we're being asked to do, stay at home, make sure that if we go to the shops, put those masks, and make sure that we don't spread the virus, and look well after ourselves and those that we love.
Sure. So 2 days
and
ago...
when it comes to the lockdown, I'm not sure if the president is going to extend the lockdown or say everybody must go to work. I think things should be done in small crunches, this kind of people can start going to work, this sector of people must go to work. Because I think if we all just go at once, it's going to be a big disaster. That's just my thing.
So I guess, it should be a staggered and structured reopening. 2 days ago, the president also announced the 500 billion rand stimulus package. And he also mentioned the arts industry, the arts sector. How do you think the sector is coping now? Obviously, there are new ways in which to be creative, and it probably has opened new avenues of creativity with the technology that we have.
Well, once again, I want to say to our president, thank you for mentioning that amount. I really don't know where is that money going to come from, but if that money is there, I think it's a great relief for everybody. People in the creative industry, not only musicians, I'm talking about visual art, writers, actors, people who just make beats, they are really struggling. Everybody, every sector out there is struggling. We don't know what tomorrow brings. People don't even know how they're going to pay their rent as we speak. We don't know if people are going to be able to go back to work. But really, with the relief fund that is being given to the South Africans, I want to say thank you to our government, because you can imagine people are trapped in their own houses. Women are children are being abused. It's just not nice. So I want to say to the Minister of Arts and Culture as well, because, from the budget that was given, there's also 150 million that has been given to the sports and creative industry. I want to say thank you to the Minister, and the DG and all those people who are going to make sure that different artists are going to get some kind of relief. So it's not going to be easy. Not everybody is going to probably get that money, but the thought of them thinking about us in the creative industry, I think it needs to be applauded.
So you've always been a great advocate of humanitarian issues. You've always fought for equitable rights, equitable health. You've been a brand ambassador for malaria, TB, AIDS, and you're very passionate about these causes. How would you use your platform, your fame, to actually get some kind of awareness in the communities and even raise funds for COVID-19?
Renuka, I want to say, I think each and every person had some good in them. Other people do good in small scale. Others are just unsung heroes. I know when I was a young girl growing up in Dobsonville, I knew elderly people like Mema Ratebe and Philip's mom, who gathered us around, and teach us how to read. Right. Because libraries, were like a luxury. We did not have libraries in the township. We did not have recreation centers, but we had these women who, out of their love of us, will call us to their homes and teach us how to read us poems and read us books. And so that sense of Ubuntu has always been there. So when I grew up and I was given this platform and a chance to be able to use my voice to sing, to disseminate information, and obviously the people elevated me to the status of being the Princess of Africa. Yeah. I then thought, you can't always just take and take. You need to give back. Mm-hmm. That's why when I was called to be part of Rollback Malaria, part of UNICEF, working with Gavi, working with the Global Fund, I thought it's a very good thing, because that's my little way of giving out there, doing lots of advocacy, making sure that women are empowered, making sure that women's issues are spoken about, and just making sure that these health systems are being strengthened, and that women do get all the amenities that they need to be able to function, to be able to fend for themselves. So I just need to say, all of us do things differently. I did what I did from being a musician. So I use it, using my voice to sing, and then using the platform that I've been given by the people to be able to give back, because you can't always take and take, as I said. So I've used my voice to be able to do the things and the work that I love.
So far from your experience, hearing some of the stories, the real human interest stories on the ground, I'm sure you must be in touch with a number of people who are in the front line and who have also been victims, and some of the survivors. I mean, what's the buzz around the health infrastructure? How do you think we're coping? I mean, is there hope for the rest of us that if all of us get sick, this country will not be overwhelmed?
Well, I just hope we can adhere to the laws, listen to what we are being told. And really, for me, I think it's a sacrifice that we have to do. I've been saying to my friends, it's temporarily inconvenienced, So we need to do what we are supposed to do now, so that long term we're able to start and function, And I know some friends have been calling, from different organizations to say women are being battered, children are being abused, in other places, homeless people, not having shelters. And somebody was saying, but where do homeless people have shelters? Yes, they sleep in the streets, but nobody has to be in the street, And thank you to those organizations who are going all out to make sure that those people are being fed. And I've seen that even government has given some food parcels and things. I got a call yesterday from a friend, Farzana. She said to me, Yvonne, food parcels are being given, but pads are not being given to these girls.
Yeah.
There are children who only have one meal a day, Reneka. They eat at school. Schools are shut now. Those children do not have food.
Yeah.
So different schools have been calling for help. And I decided, from the Princess of Africa Foundation, I will put in some money. We've approached a company that makes pads. They're giving us 10 packs in a pack. That's for about 13 rands. And I'm appealing for donations from different people and friends and anybody. It's on my Instagram. And we've started, trying to collect the money to help where we can. And I want to also emphasize to our people that I think, sharing is caring. I've heard other people complaining that other people and other families are collecting like 3-4 food parcels. I think it's a bit unfair. Yeah. I think we need to think for others. We need to be very compassionate. We need to be, care for others and make sure that each family gets a food parcel, and make sure that your neighbors get, or people opposite you, or your neighbors are also getting. And we shouldn't grab everything for ourselves.
Just make sure that nobody is left behind, that everybody is at the receiving
part of the SDGs. Nobody should be left behind.
Left behind, yes. So now you're a globetrotter. You travel across Africa and the world, performing at concerts, and you attend a lot of meetings and conferences. You've performed in front of the Queen of England, Oprah Winfrey, shared the stage with musical icons like Bono, Beyonce, Miriam Makeba in the past. I mean, aren't you going to miss that energy of being in a live auditorium with people around you? I mean, at least until the end of the year. I don't know when these concerts and the entertainment industry will actually pick up and resume, life will come back to normal.
Well, I really, really hope life will get back to normal and we'll be able to globetrot. We'll be able to fill up the stadiums and the halls and perform for the people. I mean, I turned 55 2 weeks ago. It's my 55th birthday, my 35 years in the music industry, 60 years, working with the UN and NEPAD and all the other, doing all my philanthropic work, I was going to do a tour, to perform all over Africa, because this time I just wanted to do Africa first, and just thank my fans for being there for me, for supporting me, for elevating me to this standard, and just thank them to say for 35 years, you've been constant. And it was some kind of giving back.
Mm-hmm.
And that is not going to happen as well. And I was talking to the Air Force as well. I wanted to do this in a very different way. I wanted to perform with the Air Force Band because
Okay.
they are amazing. So, things have really changed. I'm not sure if it's for the good or it's for the better. I mean, technology, is the in thing now. But it's never going to be the same, singing for the crowd that is in front of you, eating out of the palm of your hand, or just sitting in a room like this and performing for my fans wherever they are. But on the other hand, it is positive because when you're on your Instagram, when you're on Twitter, when you're doing something from your YouTube, you're not interacting with those people like face to face. So everybody goes on there and they watch. Either it's on YouTube or it's on Instagram and it's on Twitter. So I think really, things are moving towards technology and all those things, but it's just very sad because we can't predict the future. We don't know when are we going to be able to go on that stage and perform for our fans. But you know what? In Sesotho, they say, Mushito utswela pele. The noise, the great noise still continues.
And the show must go on.
And the show must go on, exactly.
So I'm going to go back to that first question about I Dare to Dream. Would you care to give our audience a little a bit of a little sampling of that music, the new song?
Well, thanks to you, and thanks to all the Forbes lovers. But I think the whole world needs some hope, and the whole world needs to dare to dream. That's why I say, I dare to dream. Come share with me. Come hold my hand. And you and I will visualize this lovely land. Grow proud and strong. And all the people standing hand in hand to sing along. A brand new song.
Wow, that was beautiful. A brand new song, a brand new world. Thank you so much and congratulations for celebrating 35 years in the music industry. That was Yvonne Chaka, the princess of Africa who refuses to see a distinction between music and activism. This is Renuka Methil signing off from Johannesburg. Please stay safe and take care. Thank you.
Thank you very much for having me.
Thank you.